Well, the project is structured really around the two groups, the Dementia Advisory Group and the Alliance. The advisory group being made up exclusively of people living with dementia and all their care partners, and the Alliance being a broader coalition of services and organisations and individuals interested in dementia or working in the service delivery space.
So we've had nearly 1,400 people, I think, come to community education across the 3 or 4 years of the project. So the key activities involved in that has actually been providing a program about the lived experience of dementia, to provide people in the Kiama community with an opportunity to actually meet people that have dementia.
I feel it's our job to remind people and then create a dementia-friendly environment, whether it is for the hour, for the day. How can you tell that someone has dementia until you actually get involved with them?
The community education programs have been really good, particularly the one that we had the other day with the Meals on Wheels people, and he had lots and lots of answers for people who asked questions on things relating to anatomy, to behaviour, a whole range of things that you wouldn't expect someone to answer, and it was just magnificent that he also has dementia himself, and they could see like it's not the end of the world for everyone, that people get on and can have a really good, interesting life.
We've had several projects running at the same time. One was the social dancing with dementia, which runs over about a 6-week period every Friday, and people living with dementia and their care partners are invited along to have an afternoon of dancing and socialising and music. Also, the Music in Memory programme started at the beginning of last year. People have been donating iPods so that families can download individual music for the person that's living with dementia that associates them with their memories. The other one is the Animal Kinship. It's a lady that works in the town in a company called Animal Kinship, and the partnership between her and Blue Haven Dementia Facility has actually been taking in these virtual pets and seeing what the response is, whether they're a cat or a dog or a rabbit, and the therapeutic response it's had on the person.
We initially went in with a program, which is important, and we had a basis upon which other research has been done. One day I said, look, let's just go ahead now that we've implemented this, but took about 15 of these animals up, and I put them along, you know, the environment in the day area, and we said, let's just see now what happens. Well, that was where the magic hit. And it was almost so they were just a trigger for some kind of, so they were communicating, they were talking to each other, but for me it was the smiling and this coming, you could see the light in their eyes, they were just coming forward, and they would be touching and holding these, and it was a joy.
I've had the privilege of working in a dementia-friendly environment, and now I'm also, whilst I'm studying, I'm working in a cafe in the Kiama community and just getting a bit more out there about what I'm doing outside of the cafe and trying to spread the word about it.
I do think it's a lot to do with staff and make them feel welcome. A lot of cafes don't, which I know, when I've been speaking to their carers or their family, and that's what they've said about us. We just, a little bit of fuss, not too much, just make them feel welcome to start their day off nice. And that's what we do here. We don't single anybody out. Everybody's equal. I think that's what all cafes need to do.
So we'd had quite a lot of work around dementia design principles and how we design residential aged care facilities, and we were really interested in trying to understand, well, what makes a friendly community environment? So being able to again work with people with dementia and design a tool that we could use to audit public buildings like our local supermarket or like our local library, and to use the information that was generated from that audit process to both make improvements in the physical environment that meant that people with dementia that were navigating and negotiating those environments could achieve what they went in there to achieve.
What we've encountered locally is that People are actually having changes in the way they will, in some cases, operate businesses or treat people, and even just casual people on the street. Being involved in this project, I can start to see changes that are affecting people's lives on a daily basis. And it's not only the local community now, it's really globally.
Oh, look, the biggest unexpected outcome has been the global recognition of the work that we've done here in Kiama. So that felt like just normal work to me, but we kept on getting told that there's something special happening here.
I think the fact that people with dementia have been very involved. People with a good background in education certainly has made a difference.
Most people I've spoken to find the hardest thing is actually getting people with dementia involved in the first place. The more people that are involved, the easier it's going to become. And I tend to think that what we're looking at is going to be a generational change rather than a short-term quick change.
We have to recognise some of the impact of what it has been like for people to be socially excluded and stigmatised. So one of the things that we learnt from our project was the importance of mentoring by people with dementia for people with dementia.
The important thing to understand is that you need to know the community in which you're working. And this is one of the, the shared values and expertise that the university has brought to our project, the University of Wollongong. The advice I'd always give to other projects trying to work in this space is start with something small, something that you can achieve, because success breeds success. So if you find you start to get some traction in this space, then go with that. Don't doggedly stick to something because that's what you plan to do initially.
So we're beginning to explore the ways that a community coalition like ours can have in actually also advocating for better services and service development for people with dementia. And we believe that those services will be transformed in a similar way through contact with people with dementia.
For example, when we were in Singapore, talking to people there, they had some ideas that we hadn't thought of. And our challenge is to try and adapt their best practice into what we can do here and make changes here.